It's Multiplex Loves Movies, number 12. Yeah, here we go. Welcome to the show.
Ever.
Well, yes, where we recap the news from this week in the world of movie news, the things that interest us. We're not going to break down every little story that happened, but just the ones that I thought we would enjoy talking about the most. There wasn't a lot of big news this week, but there were a couple things like right at the end of the week, over the weekend, early yesterday that dropped. But overall, the week was kind of meh. But we've got a lot to talk about, starting off with the box office like we do every single week. The box office, Joker repeat number 1 with another 55 million. If you guys watched the show last week, we on the show predicted it was going to drop like 60, 70%.
I was wrong.
It only dropped 41% to make another 55 million on a budget of 55 million. So this movie is making a shit ton of money. Number 2 was the new Addams Family animated film with 30 million. Not bad for that movie at all. But Gemini Man with a budget of 140 million comes in at 20 million at the box office. Number 4 is and number 5 is Downton. Other surprising thing, Jexy, a new comedy with Adam Devine that also opened in wide release, only grossed 3 million. So, Cody, I'll start with you on this one. What do you think about the box office this weekend?
I think Jexy is going to be a movie that's best for streaming. I don't think that's ever going to do anything massive, but maybe it paid for Adam, whatever his name is. Gemini Man. I didn't go see it because I heard so many bad things about the movie, and it kind of just makes me sad because I know Will Smith is like he's a good actor. I will stand by it. I think he is an honestly good actor. He's put in some great roles before. I just feel like he keeps picking shit projects, and I don't understand why. Like, I think where it comes into it is somebody comes to him and says, "Hey, Ang Lee wants to put you in a movie, make you the star. You want to do it? Sure." Like, most people would sign up for it, but he doesn't read the script. He's fallen into the Nick Cage problem without the crazy. Like, he just picks up whatever they come to him, and it's just Collateral Beauty. Like, Focus was okay, but there's not been like a Bright, like there's not been like some After Earth, there's not been something like he has been able to like ride as his own. And I'm super
Aladdin?
Yeah. Huh?
Aladdin?
Yeah, I guess he was. I still am not the biggest fan of that movie. I think he's one of the brighter spots of it, but still, it's just like he already had a source material to work off of on that one. That didn't make it because of his performance. That made it because of the marketing behind the movie, of Aladdin. But I'm super happy for the Joker. That movie is. The more I think about it, the more I still love it. I've seen it twice now. I'm probably going to see it like 6 more times. I thought it was a movie I was going to see once a year. But if you watch it again, you pick up so much more. And you watch it again, you probably pick up so much more. And you kind of descend into madness with Arthur, which is kind of weird, but it's kind of cool. Like how you see where he goes off the rails. And it's just, I love the story. I'm so happy it keeps making money. I wish it made more. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I did see Gemini Man. And from a technical standpoint, the movie's pretty good. There's a lot of really bad CGI in this. The de-aging on Will Smith is good in certain parts. There's a scene towards the end of the movie, though, where, like, it ended. It's the last scene of the movie. Like, who gives a shit? It's the last scene of the movie. I looked at Maggie when the movie ended, the credits rolled, and I was like, that was fucking awful. And it's just boring. That's the big thing about the movie, is it's boring. The first hour, nothing happens. And then Clive Owen isn't a great villain. It just kind of turns into nothingness. As far as Will Smith in his recent years, so there's Gemini Man, Aladdin, Bright, Collateral Beauty, Suicide Squad. which we forgot to mention. Concussion, which wasn't terrible. Focus, Winter's Tale, After Earth, Men in Black, 7 Pounds.
Yeah.
So,
Will.
I'd say the last great time he had was he did I Am Legend, The Pursuit of Happiness,
Yeah.
Hitch, I, Robot, Bad Boys. Like that was a time where it was
that was his heyday. Even if you don't like those movies, it was still a fun Will Smith film. And I think Gemini Man, the problem was I thought the trailer sold the concept of the movie really well, but it's just they didn't hit the execution of any of it. And they said the script was terrible too, which
the script is terrible,
which
and then,
didn't make me watch it. So.
I know when we get to Koho, you saw this movie as well, but I also saw The Addams Family, which I found very cute. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Cool.
I'm happy it made $30 million. I think that's great for that movie. I wasn't expecting it to make that much because I think Abominable in its opening weekend a couple weeks ago only made like 20. So to see this one kind of go up, it is it's a property, so like people know it. But I enjoyed it a lot actually, and I don't know a lot about The Addams Family, but I enjoyed it, so I'm happy it made its money. And same thing with there's no surprises of Abominable and Downton being numbers 4 and 5 here. I'm glad to see Judy's also making some money in number 7. So, but Koho, what about you? What about the box office surprised you?
Well, first off, I was very wrong, and I've never been happier to be wrong when I said Joker was going to drop like 60%. So, hey, I'm glad that it's making money. It made more money than I thought it would the second week. I love that movie. Addams Family's fine. I like it. It doesn't do anything super inventive with the property, but it's like it's harmless fun. And it's like if you like the Addams Family, you're gonna have a fun time. The story is basic kids stuff, but it's still kind of fun. But yeah. Other than that, saw Judy's hitting it with the early bird crowd and the matineers because I went to a 7:00 screening of that, and me and my friend were the youngest people in the theater, and there were like 5 or 6 older people in there with us, and they walked out going, "That movie was real great," and I was like, "That movie was pretty fine." But yeah, no, you are right, Andrew. Addams Family is fun. They are creepy and they are kooky and altogether spooky. But it was a good weekend, I guess.
Yeah. Fun fact about the Joker. So overall, worldwide, it has made $556 million.
Let's go.
Domestically, it has already grossed more than these notable films. It has already grossed more in the comic book genre than Superman Returns, Into the Spider-Verse, Thor, Ant-Man, X-Men Origins Wolverine, Captain America the First Avenger, X-Men Apocalypse, X-Men First Class, Shazam, The Incredible Hulk, The Wolverine, Rise of the Silver Surfer, Kingsman, Watchmen. It's already grossed more domestically than all of those movies, which are all, in my opinion, big money making movies. So to see this movie making this much money, I would not have expected this to happen. I
would hope the Joker outgrosses Rise of the fucking Silver Surfer.
Yeah. So right now it's only about 1 million behind Amazing Spider-Man, and then it will probably cross also Thor: The Dark World, Batman Begins, Venom, which is a movie that came out the same time last year. It only needs 12 million more to cross Venom's domestic run.
Woo-hoo!
So it's gonna happen. The movie's making a lot of money. Yeah, it's good stuff. Okay, let's move on to the next topic.
Attaboy Joaquin.
You what?
I said attaboy Joaquin.
Yes, Joaquin is good. Speaking of R-rated comic book films, there's the movie coming out in theaters this weekend called Zombieland 2, which we'll talk about soon. But the writers of Zombieland double tap. What are their names again, Koho? It's
Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick.
Okay, so they were being interviewed about Zombieland. They are also the writers of the Deadpool movies. So they were talking to somebody about Deadpool and the future of Deadpool at Disney, and they said that Disney has told them that they will get to continue making Deadpool R, despite it being at Disney and in Marvel. Whether or not that means it's going to be in the MCU is still yet to be seen, but this is actually the quote from them. They said, "We're always in touch with Ryan. We've got several projects with him in addition to the Deadpool universe. I think the party line in truth is we're still figuring it out, but Marvel has promised to continue to let us play in the R-rated Deadpool universe, and the hope is that they will also let us veer into the MCU a little bit and play in that sandbox. Our feeling and Ryan's feeling is that it just has to be the right idea. It's got to be great." So, Kaleb, how do you feel about this?
I would love to see Deadpool interact with the MCU, like, and with all the different players. I think if he did that, he wouldn't be R, but I think you could make a lot of meta jokes about him being an R-rated character in a PG-13 movie. I think there are ways to make that work. I know Cody hates Deadpool, but I would love to see Deadpool and Spider-Man finally meet. I think those two, they've had a comic book run together, those two. I think it'd be fun to unite those two characters because they're both quippy and fun, and to finally see them on screen together would be kind of fun. Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick, I trust them a lot. I like every movie that they've written, for the most part, with the exception of Deadpool 2, but I blame Ryan also writing that one a little bit. But I think I love the first Zombieland. I'm excited for Zombieland Double Tap. I really like the first Deadpool. Deadpool 2 is fine. But yeah, no, I trust them. If they have an idea, I'm sure it's a good one. So the nugget that I heard in there that I love is that we still have a bunch of other projects to work on with Ryan Reynolds outside of it. One of those is Clue, the remake that those two are writing with Ryan Reynolds in it, and I'm actually a little excited for it. It sounds kind of fun.
Here's my take. I don't love this idea. I think that Deadpool should stay its own thing. I think the fun of Deadpool is then we've kind of known that it's been in the X-Men universe, and they make fun of that. Like, he makes the jokes about Hugh Jackman and everything throughout the film, but there's never, it's never blatantly tied into the X-Men movies. I'd like to kind of maybe see that continue, where it's an R-rated movie and Deadpool can make jokes about Spider-Man or Iron Man, or make a morbid joke about the fact that Tony Stark is dead or something, but you don't actually get Robert Downey Jr. in the movie. I like that idea. I've also said, and I've said it forever, is that just because Fox was bought by Marvel doesn't mean that these movies need to stop being rated R. I don't see why this is actually why people are freaking out about this news, because Fox is still producing movies. It's a studio. It's the same thing like Lucasfilm or Pixar or Marvel. It's its own studio. So if Disney wanted to say, we're not really interested in Marvel putting out R-rated movies, but Fox can make a co-produced thing with Marvel, and it can be R-rated, and it can go out, and that can be a way to drive it. Or, as Andrew Barr said in the comics, via Touchstone or something like that. You can do it through other avenues other than Marvel. That also being said, I've also said that if they did decide to put Deadpool in the MCU, it would be incredibly easy to have him show up. And it could only work in certain movies. You couldn't do this in an Avengers Endgame, but you could do this in an Ant-Man movie where he shows up and he tries to say fuck and his mouth just bleeps. And he's like, oh, I guess I'm in a PG-13 now. And you can do that. That makes sense. I don't want that to happen, but you could do it and it would work. Cody, you don't seem super happy about this. Tell me why.
I like Deadpool. Deadpool, he can take his balls and dick jokes somewhere else. I don't find that humor funny. I don't like Ryan Reynolds, to be honest with you. A Clue remake with Ryan Reynolds makes me almost gag, to be honest. He plays the same shtick and everything. Him playing R-rated is cool. Just do it. Just do your own movies. Don't come in the MCU because we don't need you in the MCU. Because I feel like he would be what's problem with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I feel like it would just be trying to make jokes all the time, and I love how where Endgame and Infinity War went. It kind of went to a dark side, and I don't want it to go full dark, but I want them to be able to go there, and I don't need him popping up to talk about a chimichanga or like talk about shoving a sword up someone's ass. Like I don't need that in MCU. I think Deadpool 2 is atrocious. I think it's one of the worst comic book movies that has been made. I think the first one's fine. Best comic book movie of all time, ridiculous. Ridiculous statement because it's such a cookie cutter plot line. But it's better to keep him R-rated than not because I don't get you can't do the character of Deadpool without R-rated. It doesn't make any sense, especially what you set up. Because if you make him PG-13, you're going to piss off the fan base that love who Deadpool is. And if you make him R, and like there's MCU fans that are like, yeah, please bring him in. I'd rather just see the X-Men. I don't want to see Deadpool in the MCU. I don't feel like he fits in the MCU. He can show up in like a Spider-Man movie, whatever. That's fine if that happens. But I don't need him with any of the Avengers at any point in time because I can't take him unless it's like him eating at a burrito place and they walk by and he's just sitting there eating at a burrito place. I don't want him to have any plot points. Please keep him off the screen.
I think something that would be fun is if he takes over the like Stan Lee cameo thing where now Deadpool is the cameo to look for.
Oh, get off.
That'd be fun.
I wouldn't want to see in the middle of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I don't know if I just want to see like Deadpool being like, "I'm the Stan Lee cameo."
Well, no, I don't mean he even has to have any lines, but like the Mickey Mouse ears in every Mickey movie. It's something to look for in the background.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go to the macaw on this one, who is over in the wings. But Andrew Barr said, "Do it like The Good Place. Make him say shirt and fork."
That would be funny.
Good Place? Is that funny? That's something Ryan Reynolds could do?
That's something that'd be very funny, I think.
We'll see. All right, we're going to move on to the next topic. That topic is Zoe Kravitz has been cast as Catwoman in the Matt Reeves Batman film. I'm going to start first on this one. I don't care. Like, I sure. She's fine. Like, she's never been in anything that I've hated or that I thought she was bad in. Most of the movies that I've seen her in, she's been small parts. But sure, I trust Matt Reeves, and he's clearly going with a younger-ish cast here. I'm down with that. I like it. So I don't really have too much of opinion beyond the fact that it's cool that he's kind of going for someone I wouldn't have expected. After, you get Michelle Pfeiffer and then you get Anne Hathaway. This is different. I like this. So it's whatever. Cody, what about you?
You can move on. I don't care. As long as the script's fine, cool. Let's bring it on. Like I'm not gonna sit there. The days of like beating a cast choice to death and saying it's a terrible choice are dead and gone. Like Heath Ledger did that. Michael Keaton did that. Like we've proven that things can do well. Like Chris Evans played Captain America. Robert Downey Jr. was Tony Stark. Like people that you don't believe could be characters. Mark Ruffalo played the Hulk. Like
Ben Affleck was Batman.
Yeah, like the way they're heading is kind of like this. Like, I hear the talk for the Penguin. I hear the talk for Catwoman. I hear the talk. Like, are you doing Batman Returns? Like,
yeah.
Can you try to keep them separate? Like, why do we? Can we do characters we haven't seen?
I think he's doing like 12 villains. Like, I think there's a bunch of
asylum type deal.
Yeah, I think Riddler, Poison Ivy, Scarecrow. Okay. I think they're all in this movie.
They're all in there, and they're like doing the setups. That's fine, but like, please, just make a good movie. I don't care. Just don't ruin Batman. That's all I'm asking. Like we've already been through that before. Let's just do it well. That's all.
Go.
She's not my first pick, but I think she's fine. Like I don't have like an opinion. She was Mary Jane and she was Angel in First Class, so she's done comic book stuff before. I think she'll be okay. I think me and Kane were both on the page of Elise Gonzalez from Baby Driver. We thought would have been really good. But Zoe Kravitz was a good pick. Like I don't have anything bad against it. I'm just ready to see this movie. So
yeah, and it can't come soon enough, to be honest. I'm super excited as well, especially after Joker getting kind of like an outside of the box or outside of the continuity type movie. I'm into that. So, okay, we will move on. The next topic is a big one that's dropped today, I believe. Kevin Feige has been promoted. It's almost like he made the biggest movie of all time, and Disney went, "Good job. I'm gonna give you a raise. You did a good job." Twice? Well, yeah, twice. Yeah.
First Avengers and Infinity War, or not Infinity War, Endgame.
Well, First Avengers wasn't the biggest movie of all time ever.
It was like the biggest. It was like the biggest opening weekend.
Biggest opening.
Right? Yeah.
Anyway, Kevin Feige's been promoted, so he has officially been his new title. Let me just double check that I'm reading this right. His new title will be
CCO.
Chief Creative Officer. So, according to the report, all executives across film and TV will now report directly to Feige, including Marvel TV Jeff Loeb, which I will get into why I love that in just a moment. But he's going to oversee the comics, the TV, the animation, everything. It's all big Mr. Feige. I love this so much because he deserves it. He's earned it. It makes sense. He clearly knows what the fans like and dislike with these characters. And when there's something that happens that the fans don't like, it's not like he's quick to scramble like DC has in the past. Have been like, oh, they didn't like this. Let's change everything to get it to like them. No. The majority of people didn't like Trevor Slattery. So what did he do? He made a 9-minute short film about how there's a real Mandarin out there, and Trevor Slattery there actually is a real Mandarin. So
and announced that the Mandarin is the villain in Phase 4.
Exactly. So he clearly understands the characters and the property and Marvel as a whole. This just makes sense. What I was saying about the Jeff Loeb thing, I love. They used to butt heads a lot. They probably still butt heads a lot. Part of the reason why Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the Marvel Netflix shows, didn't have a strong crossover with the movies like they were supposed to is because they had a bad relationship. So this just kind of everything that we've been hearing about, like the Netflix shows getting canceled, S.H.I.E.L.D. is getting canceled, the Ghost Rider pilot got canned, and all the new shows on Disney Plus. It just makes sense. Kaleb, how do you feel about this?
The thing that the thing that I'm most excited about is that he's in charge of the comics. Because if on the comic side, they have been. I think this was an announcement. If you follow the comics that we've been waiting for the last couple of months to just be finally confirmed, because they've been overhauling the X-Men in the comic books. Like they did these 2 massive books called House of X and Powers of 10. Which is like redefining the X-Men continuity and reshuffling everything so that it will fit with what the movies are going to be. And this is just the announcement that's why they're doing it. I don't really love the creative team behind the actual Marvel comics right now. So I think Kevin Feige getting in there and being like, hey guys, how about you do this? And giving them some suggestions on how to fix things, I think is cool. Like just basically being able to be like, we're going to make the comics a little more like the movies so people aren't confused when they jump back and forth. I think Feige is able to like run things and is a very creative mind and is able to like make things work from the movie and have the TV tie in. I'm excited to see how he works with the comic side now too. But yeah, no brainer move. I mean, with all the announcements they've been making of like Disney Plus shows integral to the MCU, so integral we're putting them on the Phase 4 slate of things to watch. I think that just confirms this was the move that they were planning on doing since Endgame, since they re-upped his contract. So
Cody, I'll pose this question to you, which is actually Jay's question from the chat, which makes sense. Do we think that maybe they're putting too much on his plate? They're going to stretch him a little thin? I have my opinion, but I want to hear yours first. What do you think about that?
I mean, yeah, there's probably areas that he's going to he's going to miss, not going to have so much attention. Let's not forget that MCU is going to be his top priority. I think like he's going to bridge over everything, but I mean, as any good leader, he'll have people to delegate stuff to. So I think he's going to have trusted minds to go with his vision and like monthly meetings or all right, this is what I want to see, this is where we got to go, blah blah, but not like have to be in everybody's business every day. I think it's a lot to take on, but I mean, he's earned the take on, and you don't just go to somebody and say, "Hey, we're going to make you the chief officer." No, you offer him the position and let him know what it entails, and then you say yes to it. So I think it's great. I think it's the smartest move. Honestly, he should be just in charge of Star Wars too. To be honest, because I just trust him in general. I just trust him building like because regardless of his lore and what he knows about Star Wars, if he's overseeing it and knows the vision that the team wants to go, he can get them to that stage. I mean, starting a year ago or whatever, or starting since 2008. Before that, hey, I'm going to do 22 movies leading up to and the Infinity Saga and mapped out the plans and moved forward, and then also had the phases 4 and 5 built behind it. The man's done it. The man's trusted, and those are different characters. If you just trust in the Star Wars universe or the TV universe or the comics, I trust everything the man does. So I think it's a beautiful idea. I don't think it'll be stretched too thin because, I mean, they'll have a team behind him. He's not going to have to meddle in everything. I just think the MCU will be his top priority, and he'll have smart people to do the other ones, but he will still be the voice that everybody reports to.
I think that he's going to be – it's your classic hierarchy. I think there's, that Bob Iger, Disney, they're your owner. Then Kevin Feige is what?
Alan Horn, and then it's all the different presidents.
Yeah, you know what I meant. Like if we're looking at I think that they're like Iger, and then you've got like just kind of as far as like making decisions for Marvel, and then Feige's there as kind of like your general manager, and then he delegates to his people that he needs to, and at least like at places that I've worked, your GMs are a little more focused in certain areas. So he's going to be more focused in the movies, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't focus on the TV and the comics and the games and everything. But maybe he puts people in place in those areas that he trusts. I think you're absolutely right. It makes complete sense. I'm super excited about this. But we will move on to the next topic, which is just continues to break my fucking heart every goddamn day. My main guy, Grandpa Pops Scorsese, Mr. Marty, he keeps saying things that upset me, that hurt my soul. Which there's a part about this in the notes that I'm going to get in, or that I didn't put in the notes, guys, that I'm going to get into, which I think is really funny as well. But Scorsese has more to say about the MCU. I believe he was in England this time. He was doing promotion for The Irishman, and this is what he had to say. Theaters have become amusement parks. That is all fine and good, but don't invade everything else in that sense. That is fine and good for those who enjoy that type of film, and by the way, knowing what goes into them now, I admire what they do. It's not my kind of thing. It is simply not. It's creating another kind of audience that thinks cinema is that. He also said it's not cinema, it's something else. We shouldn't be invaded by it. We need cinemas to step up and show films that are narrative films. Fucking yikes, guys. Like, I don't even know where to start with this. I said it, I think 2 weeks ago when we talked about this, that Scorsese is my favorite director. I love basically every movie he's ever made. There's maybe 2 or 3 that I don't like Boxcar Bertha or New York isn't my favorite, but by and large, the majority of his films I love. I love, by and large, all the Marvel movies. I go to see both. That doesn't mean the average American does, but a lot of people do. A lot of people do see both, but I don't feel like this has changed. Like, I feel like at the time of when Goodfellas came out, gangster movies were all the rage, and right now superhero movies are all the rage. Like I don't agree with his opinions. Again, it makes complete sense to me why he would say this, like why he would think it, but I don't agree with him. Jay Burns says that he's a coke-addled director from the 70s and has gone out of his way to try and stay relevant regardless. Now people are going to keep talking about him.
Did we stop talking about Scorsese ever?
I mean, I think the modern audience did, but
Fair enough.
this is also you who have seen 5 Scorsese movies. So I'm going to go to you second. I'm going to go to Cody first. Cody, tell me how you feel.
Fine. He's right. I'm sorry. He is right to a certain extent. You can't expect. Okay, so I have an iPhone. I have an iPhone, a very expensive iPhone. But guess what? My grandpa will never walk into a cell phone store and buy $1,000 phone. It's never going to happen. He thinks it's a waste of time. He said that's a piece of shit thing, blah, blah, blah. He doesn't even know what my iPhone can do, right?
Right.
But at the end of the day, he's made movies that now these movies are coming out and making a shit ton of money and are taking away from his movies. People will not go see Silence if Star Wars is out there or the MCU movies are out there. Movies like Wolf of Wall Street will be better on streaming because people are not going to run to the theater all the time to see his movies. So he's upset because these blockbuster, and I think he's mad in general with everything. I think like Jurassic World and Terminator and stuff like these cheesy Transformers, these box office blockbusters that you turn off your brain and don't have to pay much attention. Now, do I agree the MCU's that? No, I think MCU actually has a really great story throughout the movies, but it's not a character piece like Wolf of Wall Street or Silence or stuff. So it's going to frustrate him because he doesn't get it and he's upset with it. He's the old man that says, "Get off my lawn. Go see my movie. Stop watching your little comic book movie. Stop playing your video games, you damn teenage whippersnapper." So listen, you can call him what he is. He's still he's my favorite director, but he's still one of the top directors of all time. He can have his opinion. You just don't have to agree with it. Like, guess what? I could take half the audience and pop them into Silence from an MCU movie. Over 70% will fall asleep during that movie. Their brains are not developed enough to understand what they are watching. So that's just not their type of movie. Like for me, I'll say example, Psycho, 1960 Psycho American. I don't like the movie. It's never appealed to me. But people will say that's one of the cream of the crops of cinema. Don't care. Cinema's a based opinion, so you can't be mad at him for disagreeing that he doesn't believe they're cinema. It's not his type of movies. He's never going to watch those movies. He will never gotta watch the Infinity Saga. Bought it on 4K. Time to pop it all in and watch. Ain't gonna happen. Scorsese ain't watching it. He's gonna watch the next, Spielberg movie about newspapers. That's what he wants to watch. He wants to watch something about characters. He doesn't want to watch superheroes. So it's just not his branch of cinema. So yeah.
Koho, before I go to you on this, because I've slammed you for the you don't know Scorsese as well as us or whatever. I'm gonna give. Oh, you're up to 6. Beautiful. Good job. I'm gonna kind of give you a different angle of this topic. And that's that Jennifer Aniston actually also has.
Speaking my language, I've seen more than 6 of hers.
So this Jennifer Aniston was also chimed in on this whole the Marvel Cinematic Universe thing. Let me pull up here what she said. It wasn't until the last couple of years when streaming services were just sort of exploding with the amount of quality that I actually started to think, wow, that's better than what I just did. And then you're seeing what's available out in the theater, and it's just diminishing and diminishing in terms of it. It's big Marvel movies only, or things that I'm not just asked to do or really that interested in living in a green screen. I'm shocked this is where we are, but excited that this is where we are. I didn't see it coming. She's kind of going a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Yeah, saying we're just green screen movies. So Koho, I give this to you now.
Okay.
These are her last few movies. We've got not even her last few, just we've got Derailed, 21%. Along Came Polly, 26%. Bruce Almighty, 48%. Wanderlust, 59%. The Bounty Hunter, Love Happens, Storks, Mother's Day, not to mention Murder Mystery on Netflix with Adam Sandler, and also Office Christmas Party, Horrible Bosses, We're the Millers, Just Go With It. The list goes on and on. I can get behind Marty complaining about things because he's made a good movie, but she hasn't. It upsets me. Koho, what do you think?
Well, first of all, Scorsese taking his big dick out of the table and doubling down. That's respect to Scorsese for like when people are like, you can't say that, Marty. He just goes, oh, no, I'm gonna say it again. I think that's badass. Respect to him for standing by his opinion. But when it comes to Jennifer Aniston, I mean, I have the part of that quote that I love is all the great movies that you find on streaming services. There's like 1 or 2 great movies a year from a streaming service, and 80% of it is dog shit, including the brilliant Murder Mystery, which I believe is what she's referring to as great streaming films. No, I think she's entitled to her opinion as well, but I think kind of just chiming in because Scorsese is saying stuff and she wants a piece of that attention. I don't think her opinion is as valid as one of the greatest American directors of all time. She's Rachel from Friends. She will always be Rachel from Friends, and she's never really made anything to make her anything other than Rachel from Friends. So I don't know. Like, I like Jennifer Aniston. I'm not running out to see Murder Mystery on Netflix or Derailed or whatever. I mean, pick better movies. Maybe I'll see them. I don't know what theater she's going to. Is she going to a 4-screen theater that's playing Endgame on all 4 screens? Because like this week, these last couple of weeks, like literally Joker. Sure, it's a comic book movie, but there's nothing green screen world about Joker. There's nothing green screen world about Downton Abbey. That's out too. Like there are movies at the theater for you. You just have to go to one that's more than 4 screens, Jennifer. That's all I'm saying.
I also like Jennifer Aniston. Bar brought up a great movie, Cake. I said to Maggie when this story broke that Cake's actually a pretty good movie. That's probably her best performance, but the movie itself is actually probably fine. She's the best part about it. And then I do, again, Bar bringing in Horrible Bosses. One, again, soft spot. I like it. But Bar, I think you're just only helping Koho's thing here by saying The Irishman is being produced by a streaming service. So that means that
that's your one great one from this year.
One great one. Last year, I didn't like the movie, but everyone else loved it. Roma. That's one good one in a year. I don't know.
I liked Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile from Netflix this year, but that one went way under the radar.
Yeah.
I'll always be my maybe's fine.
That was good, yeah. But you get more mediocre and crap than you get anything great.
Exactly.
The Irishman, or
you get more ridiculous sixes.
Yeah, exactly. And these movies are made by Martin Scorsese and Alfonso Cuarón, so they're not even close to being at the same level of something produced by Happy Madison. Like, I'm sorry.
Exactly.
It is just different. Wow, Malcolm taking a stand saying he refuses to see Downton Abbey since there's no green screen. Probably for the best. Yeah, we brought up that one. So, this topic hurts my head. Let's move on to a great topic that we get to discuss. We'll be quick on this one, but we all watched the Doolittle trailer, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
This is Robert Downey Jr.'s first non-Marvel role in 5 years. Cody, can he pull it off?
Oh, he can. There's no issue with him. No, count it up. I will follow him. I love The Judge. I stand by it. Me and Koho both agree on this. I love The Judge with Robert Duvall. I think he's one of the best performances in that movie. I also love him in Due Date. Yes, it's a terrible movie, but it's funny with him. He's Rex Harrison in Doolittle. So we went away from the actual like dad in the suburbs like of Eddie Murphy, and we're going back to the Rex Harrison days of him being like the doctor, like the with all the animals in the house and all that stuff. And I love that movie when I was little, so I'm really excited to see this. I don't like the accent he's using. It's not my favorite thing. But I think the movie looks flippin' gorgeous. I honestly do. I think this movie is visually, from at least the trailers, looks stunning. I don't know who's playing the tiger.
Ralph Fiennes.
Okay, I don't know where everybody
Lord
keeps going. I don't know why everybody keeps doing the Idris Elba when they play tigers in movies, or like of the feline. But it even sounded like another Idris. I was like, what are we doing? Why is Shere Khan in this one again? But it's fitting. I hate the release date.
It's coming out in January.
That's why I don't trust it, because if you can do like two things in cinema most times. If you release your movies in January and like September into August, September, they're not great. They're not great normally. There's one rise to the top, and everything else is that flutter blah. No, people don't have money because they borrowed it on the summer. So I think the release date is a very weird choice. I really do. Unless the
3 weeks after Star Wars, like
what studio's producing it?
It's Universal.
Okay, Universal. So either Universal's doing the one thing that a lot of other studios did, like February. I'm going to release one in February and show you that I can make money. I can release it in March and make money. I can release it in April and make money. I can release it in October and make money. So they're proving that everything. January is a tough time. January is arguably one of the lowest grossing months because everybody's burnt out from Christmas and spending so much money. And it's really going to be hard when Star Wars is in the theater still. Do you see Star Wars for a second time, or do you take the risk for Doolittle? Now, if it was in Madison, Wisconsin, I guarantee the group would go see Dr. Doolittle because we saw Dora and we would see Doolittle. But I don't know if that's every
thing. Yeah.
I don't know if that's every friend group and every group that would go see. I think people will follow RDJ most places. Doolittle, that accent's got to go for me. It's a little rough.
Yeah. I actually disagree. I thought the movie didn't look that pretty. I thought the CGI was really bad in the trailer. I thought the CGI was really bad. I must be looking somewhere different than you guys. But
stop watching on your 4K TV.
I guess Universal. This is what else they're putting out. So nothing else in October, but in November they're putting out Last Christmas, which is that film with Daenerys Stormborn.
It looks like a Hallmark movie.
It doesn't look good. They're also putting out nothing else in November, but in December, Black Christmas remake and Cats.
Oh, let's bow down at the glory of CGI Taylor Swift and Cats. All right, Cats is gonna win everything.
And then also apparently slated January 3rd, untitled Blumhouse Productions project. So some other random.
It's gonna make 115 million because Blumhouse can put out a dog pooping on a screen for 2 hours and it will still make money.
Yeah, and then they also have some movie called The Turning coming out. So they're just kind of like dropping everything very close together. But listen to this cast, though. Tom Holland, Robert Downey Jr., Michael Sheen, Rami Malek, Emma Thompson, Ralph Fiennes, Marion Cotillard, Kumail Nanjiani, Antonio Banderas, Selena Gomez, John Cena, Octavia Spencer, Carmen Joyo, I can't say her name, Jim Broadbent, Craig Ferguson. This cast is insane.
I can't wait till the marketing where they're like Academy Award winner playing the panda bear or whatever. Like they're just doing the stupid thing at the front of the movies, like Oscar winner,
Academy Award winner Marion Cotillard is the red panda.
Like, come on.
Jay Burns saying that Black Panther did drop in February. Yeah, but it was Black Panther.
That's different.
It's not Doolittle.
I'm gonna agree with Barr on this one. Can we please stop with the dramatic pop song reinterpretations and trailers? What
was this one?
Malcolm liked it.
It's What a Wonderful World.
Oh yeah,
that's not
What a
surprising.
wonderful
How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. Yeah, that did come out in February in the States. January for you. It did well critically. It didn't make a lot of money though. I just don't think
it was in the top 10 for a while. It's like number 12 now on the domestic for us.
Great. It didn't make a lot of money though. Look at its time saying compared to like these other movies, like it didn't make a ton of money.
It made like 170. I think.
Cool story, idiot.
Koho, did you like this trailer, or do you want to see Doolittle crash his boat into an iceberg?
I'm gonna watch Doolittle do whatever the fuck he wants because it's Robert Downey Jr. and I love Robert Downey Jr. But like that cast is really stacked. That movie seems fine. It feels like a December, January release-ish time. Like it feels like a family film. Like maybe it's a smart idea to put it in January because who knows? Even if it's terrible, I'm sure the family will go see Doolittle. It's talking animals with Robert Downey Jr. It seems like the perfect family movie. It looks fine. I think it's gonna be okay. It's Doolittle. I don't care for any version of Dr. Doolittle. They're all fine. But it looks okay. Boatman, listen, I know Robert Downey Jr. isn't like in a coffin trying to call a cell phone in the corner for 3 hours while dramatically talking to himself and doing readings from The Third Man. But like, calm the fuck down. And it's not black and white, but it doesn't mean it's gonna be terrible. Boatman, of course, you're the person who sits there and says the Eddie Murphy version is great.
All right, let's move on into our final topic of the day. We are going to talk about the two movies being released in wide release this weekend. Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, along with Zombieland, Double Tap. I am seeing Maleficent tomorrow and Zombieland on Thursday. So we'll see how they turn out. I'm not honestly looking forward to either of these movies. Like, I kind of wish Zombieland would have just like stayed its own thing. I hear that this one's good and that it's more of the same. If that's the case, then cool. But I didn't necessarily need it. And Maleficent, well, Maleficent 1 is terrible. I remember seeing it in the theater and thinking, this wasn't too bad. And then me and Maggie watched it a couple weeks ago, and I went, this movie's boring as shit. This movie is not good. It's gorgeous, but it's not good. And they've got one of the two directors from Dead Men Tell No Tales directing this thing.
Oh, is it Espen Sandberg? Because that fucker can't direct for shit.
It's one of the two directors from from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Ooh, rip.
Oh, I know. That being said, the Rotten Tomatoes scores, again, on both of these, Zombieland doesn't have one yet. That worries me. It comes out in a couple days. No reviews yet. Maleficent's reviews are out. A lot of people say that it's better than the first one, but still not great. It's got a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, so it's kind of a hit or miss. While it's far from cursed, Maleficent too rarely supports its impressive cast and visuals with enough magical storytelling to justify its existence. So, oof. Cody, are you going to see either of these films?
So Zombieland is nothing that I needed, but it's kind of like somebody saying, hey, we have this new bacon cheeseburger. Well, I've had a bacon cheeseburger, but I'll take another bacon cheeseburger. I'm okay with trying it again. So no, I'm beautiful. Zombieland, no problem. I'm going to be so on board. Even if it's terrible, whatever. It's like, I don't think it's going to be terrible. I don't think it might live up to the first one, but it still might have that fun that I will enjoy.
So true. That is so true.
Yes, you're the terrible Joker in Batman vs Superman. And then Maleficent. I haven't seen the first one. I'm not going to see. I saw it in the theater. I didn't know this movie was coming out. I heard whispers of it, but I wasn't like on like I don't follow the forum page that releases like Maleficent fan fiction, so I didn't know the second one was coming. But then when I was sitting in the theater and I heard the like music, and then I saw Angelina Jolie, I was like, "Oh, holy hell! Why is this coming out? What?" I was like, "At least okay, they're gonna at least call it Sleeping Beauty. It's gonna be the Sleeping Beauty like live action. Cool, we got it." Nope. We're just going to show that she was not really good the first time. Now she's bad. And then the third one coming out in 3 years, and it's going to call Sleeping Beauty, and we're going to see Angelina Jolie for the third time. She has a Disney contract, and she needs to get fired from it. I'm tired of these movies.
You need to see that first movie. I think I want to watch it with you. I think that would be...
I would watch Maleficent with Cody and just watch his commentary.
No, okay. Spoilers for Maleficent, but we're gonna spoil something of Maleficent because I just want to see Cody's reaction. Cody, in Maleficent, in this in the 2014 film, you know how Sleeping Beauty pricks her finger, and then the prince has to kiss her for her to wake up. Otherwise, she's asleep the whole movie. In Maleficent, the prince kisses Aurora, and she doesn't wake up. But then Maleficent kisses her and she does wake up because she is the true love. Their love is true.
So they've already done Sleeping Beauty?
Yeah, Sleeping Beauty is Maleficent.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the Sleeping Beauty part of this story was in the first one.
Yeah, the Sleeping Beauty part of that story is the last 20
I
minutes.
thought this is the build-up to make her the witch, and then she's gonna go after her.
She's already done that.
In the first 20 minutes of the movie, she curses Aurora. Aurora wakes up. She acts as her godmother, tries to take away the curse. It doesn't work.
Why are we doing this?
Exactly.
Oh, this is okay. I've changed my mind. Maleficent, the first one, is apparently the final circle of hell. Tony, the cool guys group on Facebook is the sixth circle of hell. Good, nope. Hard pass. Won't watch that anymore.
Oh man,
I still want you to watch it. It'd be great. Are
there blue fairies?
What?
Are there blue fairies in this?
Yes, all of them
are in the film. They're named different names. They're not. What are they?
Tiny CGI colorful fairies that are in this movie for 10 minutes.
They're literally.
I'm gonna pass.
And the guy who directed the first one, I don't remember his name, but it's the only film he's ever directed. But he won an Oscar for doing the art direction on Alice in Wonderland. Koho, gush about Zombieland.
Yo, I'm super hyped for Zombieland. I'm not gonna lie. Like the moment I heard they were doing Zombieland 2, I'm like, it's a little late, but I'll take it. Like, I'm not gonna be upset. Like, I'll watch it. So I'm super excited for it. I'm probably gonna get dragged into Maleficent 2 because my mom's favorite movie is Maleficent 1. So
Mrs. Koho loves the Olympus Has Fallen movies and Maleficent. Check.
Can you good thing my dad's the one that got me into film. Oh. My dad's favorite movie is Raiders. So
Raiders, Maleficent
or Raiders of the Lost Ark. Which one am I gonna pick? But the Fargo Theater is showing The Lighthouse. And I think Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. So I will be seeing both those this weekend also. And I'm fingers crossed Jojo Rabbit comes out somewhere that I can see it because that's limited this weekend.
Yeah, well, it won't come wide until November.
Okay, well then I'm gonna wait till November for JoJo, but I think Fargo got The Lighthouse, so I'm gonna go see The Lighthouse. I
have to wait till next week to see that. But yeah, guys, that was the show. What a fun time we've had. Cody's like, I don't know, this isn't fun. I hate Tim and everything that Koho stands for.
I love Tim, hate Koho, and hate Maleficent. I've not seen
it. You should watch it.
Can we make that? Can we make that the movie we watch on the next trip? This is Maleficent.
Well, it won't be in theaters anymore, but
No. I mean, like, someone bring a Blu-ray 4K copy of Maleficent 1 and we watch it.
I've got that. Then yes, we can do that. All right, thanks so much, guys. Koho, do you have anything about Fandom you want to plug?
Hey, this weekend we got 2 matches, and they're pretty dope. Boatman's back. He's playing Sean McKee, And then the last debut, round one, I guess, of debut teams is Midsummer Nightmare versus Nick of Time. Nick Tuig, Nick Carley versus Antonio Chavez and Douglas Castle. So go check those matches out. Those will be up on Friday. So yeah.
Cody, what are you guys doing on Your List Sucks tomorrow?
Most overrated 2000s movies,
boy.
2000 2009. It is the hottest of hot takes I've ever been a
Watch
part
it.
of. I will let everybody know here first. The overall combined list is a D+. It is the lowest grade I have given on a Your List Sucks. It's 4 people. Ryan Permison makes his return. We got Brian Michaels. We have Cameron Holtzman. And we have, crap, I forgot the other person. I'm going to feel really bad. Who's the last person? Koho, why did you freeze at this moment? You're a terrible human being. But yes, it's one other person, surprise person. So yeah, it's going to be great.
All right, and I'm just going to take a picture of frozen Koho here so I can use it till the end of time. But then what else do we have going on? We've got another episode right here, same time, roughly next week. Every Tuesday, Multiplex Loves Movies. We're going to recap the latest and greatest in movie news. If you're interested in being on the show, hit me up. Let me know. We would love to have you. Watch sports, watch TV. TV had a couple matches today. Nerdgasm had a new match last Saturday with another one coming up very soon. Koho likes to dip out. He's got stuff to do, whatever. But we will be back next week with another episode. So until next time, guys, have a good one. See you later.